It's easy to put the blame on someone else. We don't realize that a lot of times we are the reason that things are messed up in our life. Since we do not acknowledge this specific flaw, we repeat it again in our next relationship. It becomes a pattern. Being aware and working on this little thing can make a huge impact on how fulfilled both you and your partner feels. This story made me realize something very important. This was back in 2020 when COVID was at its peak. Back then, I was in Melbourne. We had very strict rules and only the basic things were open. Very few know this story about me, but I felt I should say this so that hopefully it prevents someone else from repeating the same mistake. During that time, I got an identity crisis. Who am I? Do I enjoy what I'm currently doing? What's my purpose here? I also had some other personal issues I was dealing with. You know, it's a domino effect. It gets worse and worse. I started stress eating. Then I would sit for hours watching Netflix, even if I don't feel like it. Then I would exercise less and less. My sleep schedule gets messed up. It's an endless loop which makes me feel more and more depressed. Back then, I was dating a girl. We were very much in love, and you know, she had this strong feminine energy where I would forget all my problems when she's around. She might just be telling me about her day. My mind automatically shuts down my own issues. I'm just smiling and listening. I felt secured. She was my comfort zone. This was my cure. If you have ever been in love, you can surely relate to this. Bro, as romantic as this sounds, that's fucked up if it's not managed properly. And I'll tell you why. I have heard numerous people complaining that after a while they feel unfulfilled in their relationship and they don't understand why. I thought about it a lot and realized how easy it is to get in a vicious cycle, and you'll ruin such a beautiful relationship just because of a small mistake. I'll explain. Let's say you get in a relationship, you feel so happy, you feel understood, and you get a dopamine rush just by being with that person. This feels good, so you chase that dopamine rush by spending more and more of your time with that person. She becomes the center of your world, hanging out with your friends, focusing on your goals, no longer seem that important anymore. She's your comfort zone. She's all you need. A few months goes by and you start feeling a void. To numb this feeling, you decide to spend even more time with her. Bro, the problem is even if she gives you 100% of her time, you will still feel something is missing. Having someone who understands you and loves you is a beautiful asset, but that person isn't responsible to complete you. That's on you. I know so many friends who get so dependent, and this imbalance makes them develop bad traits such as jealousy, anger, getting frustrated over small things. And they are genuinely good people. They are aware of it, but it's difficult to break the pattern. The issue is not necessarily the relationship. By putting all your happiness in the hands of one person, you forget how to be happy on your own. It's like you're giving her the responsibility to make you feel happy. In the long term, it's impossible for someone on the outside to make you feel better if you're no longer able to do it on your own. How can your relationship be at its peak if your relationship with yourself is not even good? Whether you're in a relationship or currently single, adopt the following habits to prevent that cycle and have a fulfilled relationship instead. No matter where you are currently in life, it's important that you keep working on yourself, become stronger mentally, and find out what you're truly capable of. The journey to find your purpose is what fulfills you. Think about it. How good does it feel to level up? The pride you feel after a great workout, the contentment after a productive week where you're smashing all your targets, the adrenaline rush of successfully doing something that used to scare you before. That's why it's so important to stay on that self-improvement journey. Stay focused on your mission. It not only improves your standard of life, but by becoming a better version of yourself, you're becoming closer to your true self. You can lie to the world, but deep down you know if you're letting yourself down. She can't remove the guilt that you have because you're being lazy instead of being at your highest potential. She can't remove the frustration that you have because you're hiding instead of working on your flaws. Take back responsibility of your life. Learn to be more present. Your partner should not be your only source of happiness. Bro, it's sad if every time she's not around, you're on your phone, checking constantly if she replied. You have no notion of what's happening around. And at some point, even if you're not texting, you're not enjoying the present moment because you trained your mind to depend solely on her. Go out with your friends, go for a run in nature, or learn to enjoy doing things alone. Whatever you're doing, focus on the present moment. One way to do that is by taking a deep breath. Use all your senses to be aware of your surroundings and be grateful for what you have. Be grateful for those quality time you're spending with your friends. Be grateful for those quality time you're spending with your family. Be grateful for those quality time you're spending with yourself. It might be something as simple as watching a movie alone. Learn to be present and indulge in that moment. Making your partner solely responsible for your happiness is too much pressure on her. It's impossible. Sometimes this distance is necessary so that you miss each other and you're excited to see each other again. Quality time is much more important in a relationship, and it will push both of you to grow. The irony is, the more you focus on improving your life, the better you'll feel. When you're in a better space, the more likely you are to put in the work so that your relationship flourish instead of just blaming each other. Join me to see life from a different perspective.